Welcome to Sisters Speak On It. We are your hosts, Lady T and Ms. V. Two real life sisters giving you our commentary and analysis on things happening in the news and social media. As always, we have an exciting show for you, so stick around while we speak on it. Hey guys, and welcome back to Sisters Speak On It. I'm Lady T, along with my sister and co-host, Ms. V. We have an exciting show for you. So let's jump into the conversation and speak on it. So first, we're going to discuss, what color is that baby? What color is that baby? And that is the Meghan Markle and the Prince Harry interview with Oprah. But before we get started on the highlights, can I discuss one thing, sis? And that's Oprah's wig in this interview.
You know what?
Yes, I'm going to go there because Oprah got too much damn money to be having that wig on her head, that Party City wig. What she should have did was call Michelle Obama hairstylist one she had for inauguration and got her telephone number to hook up that hair. Or she should have went in that closet and got that Cocker Spaniel wig that she always used to wear all the time on the shows. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, but she should have got that one because that thing was horrible. But anywho, last Sunday, CBS aired an interview with Prince Harry.
I'm going to just hop into that after springing me and surprising me with Oprah and her wig. Really, sis?
Yes, it was a hot mess. Okay. Yes.
Okay, let's get into the topic. Let's get into the topic.
All right.
I just can't with you.
So on last Sunday, CBS aired an interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle that revealed details about their exit from the royal family and their new life here in the States. So I'm pretty much going to outline some of the things from the interview. So first, it was the Harry and Meghan secretly did get married before the royal wedding. So they got married like 3 days before the wedding. It was just them two and the Archbishop. The second highlight is Harry and Meghan. They do still get along with the Queen. They still in contact with the Queen. You know, some of the reports say they don't get along or whatever. No, they contact their grandma. And you know why they still in contact with grandma, right?
They need that. They need those coins.
They need that coin, that future coin. Okay, so of course we're gonna keep in contact with her, and I guarantee you, baby Archie probably giving her sending some cards and all that too. So you know they're gonna keep in contact with grandma. Okay, now the other family might be something else, but they don't keep in contact with grandma. All right, so the third highlight was Meghan suffered with her mental health and had suicidal thoughts. Now, and this was why she was pregnant. Now, it was from the treatment from the UK press. Her new life as part of the royal family. She mentioned that she had her passport, driver license, her keys, other personal belongings when she had moved into the Nottingham cottage. All that was taken away, and she had to be granted permission even to leave the ground. Also mentioned that she only left the house twice in a 4-month period. Which created loneliness and of course lack of support. Fourth highlight was the member of the royal family question about Archie's skin color. Now, Harry confirmed that it was a conversation, saying that he was the one who heard it and related back to his wife. They did not reveal who the person made the statement. Fifth highlight was that Markle said it was Kate Middleton who made her cry during the wedding preparation, not the other way around, because there was actually reports that I remember that says that Meghan had made Kate cry, but apparently it was the other way around. The sixth highlight was, of course, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry had offered security and a place for them to stay while they got their affairs in order. And one thing that Harry said was that people, they cut him off. So they're pretty much living off his mama inheritance. So I think is it 10 million or something like that. The seventh highlight was the Meghan and Harry. They revealed that they are having a little girl. She's pregnant with a little girl. And the last one is that Prince Harry said he felt trapped as a royal. That he felt trapped in his previous life, but didn't realize until he met Meghan. He did say that his father and brother are trapped and they can't leave, and he have compassion for them because Prince Charles is the next in line, and then it'll be
brother,
and then the brother, and then his brother kids. Yeah.
So it's Prince Charles, that's the father, and then the brother.
Right. I mean, because Prince Harry wanted to have, had the kids. Well, William kids will have to go before he even get in line. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That was the highlights from the interview. So what's your thoughts?
I did after the interview aired, I saw a lot of people, they were, had a lot of sympathy for her. I know Beyonce and Serena had posted some things, just, thanking her for her courage and letting her know that they supported her. As well as a lot of people, I saw that their comments, they were saying that they supported her. Now, me personally, not that I'm not sympathetic, but I just feel like, did she not know during dating? Because I'm quite sure, like, when you're dating someone and then it gets to the point to where, like, you want to take it further, I know they had to have many conversations.
She said something in the interview about she didn't do any type of research and stuff like that when in regards to him and the family. And I said, that's crap. I'm sorry, because I can go on a date with somebody and I'm gonna do a research on you. And we're females. Come on, girl. Please. You did some research.
And I guess that's the problem that I have. I just feel like, she's coming out, she's saying, and the royal family, they may be like that. I've heard a lot of things over the years about them. So it's not anything new that she's saying. But my thing is that I just feel like there has to be some level of accountability on her part and the husband. I mean, because when he knows how his family is, and he knew how things were going to be.
Exactly.
She knew how things were going to be. And that should have been a conversation that they had before they were married, and you agreed to marry him. So you knew these things, like what you were dealing with going into it. So I really don't see the point of the interview. I mean, besides now just to, oh, look at what I'm going through. This is what they said about my baby. This is what, they said some things about you prior to you marrying him. That's not the first thing they said was about the baby. They said some things before you married O'Hara.
Girl, it's just karma. It's just karma. That's all this interview was. So, like, you know what? You don't say all this stuff about me and my baby. Guess what? Boom. Here's this interview.
Yeah. And that's what I think. I think it's more to the story than her, because, why now the interview? And like I said, I'm quite sure, like anybody, even your average person, if you're dating, you're going to do a little somewhat background check on someone that you're dating. Who wouldn't? And also, you want to see the family as well. I remember a while back, Creflo did a sermon on that. And he was saying, like, whoever you're dating, you need to also meet the family as well. Because when you have to be around the family to learn a lot about what you're marrying into. And so they did spend a lot of time together, and she's met them, she spent time with them before. I just feel like she knew what you were going into. Now sometimes the signs will be there, like you see signs, but then you'll still go ahead with something. I don't know if maybe in her head she felt like, was it going to change or anything like that, but to me, I just feel like, what's the purpose of the interview?
She probably thought, you know how you little fairy tale, oh, I meet the prince and I live happily ever after. But she didn't realize all the duties that it takes to be a princess and then be in this royal family. Because it ain't just being pretty and doing some charity work here and there. It's a lot more to that.
Me
and
personally,
I don't think she realized that. And then she thought also that she been passing for all these years, but when she got her behind overseas, it was a different story. Like, baby, you black, you can't pass that over there, honey.
Me personally, Harry always was that one. He always saw people on the outside. Like he was like, I just knew he was going to marry like on the outside. I always just knew that about him. But if I was her, I wouldn't have paid them no mind. I'm Harry's wife, and I would have went in there with a little seasoning and spice things up around there and just let it roll. And just let it roll. And it wouldn't even bother me what the queen said with a little salty self or not. She might need to
You know what? I don't think it's the queen. I
you
don't
don't think
think
it's the
it.
queen?
You know who I think? It's Charles.
The father?
I think it's Charles. It just something inside of me. I'm thinking it's Charles. I don't think it's that doggone the
Well, you know,
queen.
he hasn't been truly happy since Diana anyway.
Hmm.
I mean, he married the other
Yeah, he
lady, but
married her, and you
right,
know
but
what?
I don't. He
I
doesn't
was,
appear to have been so happy since Diana.
heck, that's them demons.
Mhm. She was a breath of fresh air to the royal family, Diana. She's truly missed. I was watching something with her the other day where she was racing. I'm not sure, they were at an event or something, and she was just always her just happy go lucky self. And if I was Meghan, I would have went in there just like her mother-in-law with the same just
Yeah,
breath of fresh
but
air and just
Diana was
yeah.
miserable because I watched something today with her,
Mm,
and it was a Charles was going some way for a while, some little trip, or some trip he was going on, and
mm-hmm.
and Princess Diana was crying.
Oh wow.
She was crying, and people thought, oh, she was crying because her husband leaving for a while to do, do their little royal duty stuff. But she was crying because of his now wife. They was having an affair during that time. Her wife was something else back in the day, and she was bold with it too.
Yeah, yeah,
All in
yeah.
front of that woman's face.
Well,
How you gonna make rules for the wife and you the mistress?
yeah, yeah. Well, we're gonna go ahead on and wrap up with Meghan and Harry. That's enough of them because we have several other stories to go into. And so our next story that we're going into is innocent flirting or workplace harassment. Governor Cuomo, my boy. I like Governor Cuomo. And me personally, I feel like this is just some underhanded stuff to get him out of office. I feel like he was making a lot of traction, especially during the pandemic. He was one of those that was very vocal and that would stand up to Trump. And I really feel like this is some type of shakedown, as far as to take him down so that he just couldn't go any further as far as like in his political career or possibly run in 2024.
Why all these women coming out now?
Mhm. And basically, just for to anyone that's listening, if you haven't been following the Governor Andrew Cuomo story, basically, and this article is from CNN, he's facing multiple allegations of sexual harassment and unwanted advances, is now the subject of an impeachment investigation after the Speaker of the New York State Assembly authorized the Judiciary Committee to begin the probe this week. Now, my boy Como, he's always said from the beginning that he apologized if he made anyone feel uncomfortable. He's always maintained that he never touched anyone inappropriately. I remember watching the interview where he said they mentioned one of the allegations, and he was like, "I know who they talking about." He was like, "But I said something to her like, hey, how you doing? A little cute, little flirting. He said, but it wasn't anything as far as I touched her or anything like that. So he was like, I don't know where that's coming from. He said, yeah, I hollered at her too, like another person. But it was, just flirtate. At least he was honest about it. And so my thing is the problem that I have with Como is how many times is this going to become a norm now where in today's society, back when I was working in it, I still work, but like back in the day, someone can holler at you at work and it just be cute little work flirtation. But now someone says something to you and it's like, oh, he harassed me. Um, he, sexually assault me. And I'm like, the man just said hello, or maybe you look nice in your little skirt today. And I don't see anything, wrong with that. Like, I just really feel like they're just coming after him, I really feel like it's another political ploy and they're trying to take him down behind the scenes for whatever reasons. But I really I don't think that he sexually assaulted anyone.
Said something that you didn't like. I'll say something then. I didn't like what you saying. Please do not say it again. and be stern with it. I just don't get it. Not everybody and their mama want to come out now to take this man down, but
see, a lot of people,
you have a former president
mm-hmm.
who been accused of touching women's stuff. He said grabbing. What he used to
He
say?
actually bragged about it that
Him
this is former
in the
President
guy.
Trump, where he
Yeah.
snatches them in the pocketbook, which is code for the vagina, where he snatches them in the pocketbook. And this was when he was running for president. They knew that he did those things, and a lot of the women in the pageants had came forth with those. Now, he actually assaulted somebody. This is just a little cute flirtation. This man actually assaulted someone. And recently, there was an article about him being at a funeral where he was flaunting naked pictures of women in his phone at a funeral. And it just seems like he really does have some allegations to really where he should be locked up for assault. And he's not locked up.
He's not locked up. He's over there in
at
Florida
all.
playing golf.
But they want to impeach Cuomo. He lose his job. Of course, you know, if something like that happened and he's impeached or he has to step down, I mean, like his political career is pretty much just over. And I just don't think that is fair, not for some verbal flirtation. I mean, really, if he hasn't like physically assaulted anyone, I mean, like physically, then, and I think that's a topic that we do need to discuss and have in general, not just on Sister Speak on It, but just all over in general, because it's, to me, I appreciate the Me Too movement, but to me, it's getting out of hand when it comes to some things.
It really is. And then some women will take it like, oh, he just flirting. Oh, please. And then some women will actually take it serious. Because I told you, you know, I was in a hospital last, and I told you the transport guy when that came and got me from ultrasound, he was flirting with the ultrasound text. And I was saying in my head, yeah, it was innocent to them. They just laughing and stuff like that. But maybe the next female will take what he doing, and probably take it to HR and make a complaint about him. Because in my head, I'm saying like, okay, he is a sexual harassment case waiting to happen because the way he was flirting with them. And like I said, the girls, they probably married. I think, but one of them definitely had a ring on her finger, so one of them married. And you know, they just laughing all he and whatever. But hey, it might have been another technician that's probably like, okay, you out of hand. So you just got to be careful these days. You really do. You just got to be careful. That's all.
Right. I have a 19-year-old, to our audience that don't know, and he works in. I have to have those conversations with him too. Like, I know you see someone, you know, that, you know, is cute or whatever, but you have to be careful, especially nowadays, because any little thing you say to someone could be, they can take to HR as sexual harassment. But I know when I first started working back in 89, 90, and I would work out at the airport, I mean, the little fellas, they always stayed flirting all the time. So it was just, you know, you just keep on with your job or whatever. I never used to pay him any attention. But, you know, nowadays in our climate, it seems like in our climate, in our society now, everyone is just sensitive, really sensitive about just any and everything. Hopefully, Como, he comes out on the other side. You know, I'm rooting for him. I hope, because I really feel like he did a lot when the pandemic first happened. And he was just on it.
He really was. Heck, he was running this thing here. I swear he should have been the president doing that.
Yes,
time.
Actually, he was doing a lot. He was doing
a lot.
President.
Shoot, the governors from other states was calling him to help out in their particular state. So yeah,
exactly. And so I really feel like I really feel like it's a political ploy. I just think that they're just trying to take him down for whatever reason. You know, so
he made somebody upset behind the scenes.
Exactly. But me personally, I think it's your boy. I think it's your boy, our former president.
You know what?
Yeah. I think he would go sit down somewhere.
Okay. And you never know. Hey, let me pay this person a little something.
Because he keeps
to make
saying
some
that they have
noise.
something planned for 2024. Trump
And
keeps
it
saying.
wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't
Right. And
surprise me.
so it's no telling. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on that story and keep you all updated with what's going on with Como.
Like what you hear so far? Make sure to never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for the support. Now back to the show.
We're going to go ahead and move on to the next topic. And so our next topic, where is my Lysol? I was actually looking for some of that today in Walmart, and they are starting to keep up on the supplies now.
Yeah, they are.
We're going to talk about the mask mandate. You have to say, Lady T, about that mandate that's going on.
Oh, okay. Well, pretty much what Texas and Mississippi had lift their bans off the mask. But I did read today that I believe Target, Kroger's, and pretty much your major chains are just going to keep their mandates and they just going to keep their policies about having a mask when you're doing any type of shopping in their stores. I think he did this here because a couple of weeks ago, Texas was in that winter storm.
Yes, horrible,
and the leadership was horrible. And I think that he lifted this ban to switch the subject due to the mismanagement of that storm. Because right now they're having issues with that the electric company charging the people thousands of dollars.
Yes.
And again, this man, you got your cruise going to doggone Mexico with his family to escape. You got these senators and him as a governor and these mayors and stuff. I mean, they all taking off citizens high and dry. Wait for them to talk about something new. So why not lift the ban? It changed the subject, didn't it?
You made a good point. I didn't even think about that, but you made a good point about switching the subject off of, because those people went through hell during those few days that they had that storm.
Did. You have to think about a lot of people died.
They sure did.
They didn't have any water.
And still don't have water.
The electric company purposely shut off these people electricity. They could have had it running. They purposely shut it off. They purposely shut off water in certain areas and gas.
Hear about it anymore though?
You didn't hear about it.
Those people were getting.
And then what I understood also is that
I think what upsets me with the United States is that it seems like since day one, we only did the 2-week shutdown, and then we had maybe a couple months where a lot of things were closed, and then it went back to like being partially open. Whereas you had all these other countries like Australia, over in France, over Germany, where a lot of these other countries, they actually closed down and has been closed down for a long time. And I know over in Canada, they issued a steady stimulus on a monthly basis to help cover the cost for the citizens while they weren't able to work fully and things weren't operating fully. But with the United States, to me, it just seemed like everything is always about money. And I'm like, I don't understand how, like starting in April, my son's school, they go back in April. And for the love of me, I can't figure out how are they going back when we're still in the middle of a pandemic. The CDC and Dr. Fauci is saying another wave is coming, where things are going to get bad. You have a lot of people who don't want to take the vaccination. You have some people that want to take it, they can't get it. And so if we're still in the middle of a pandemic, I don't understand how you're still trying to open things up. I know California opened up the movie theaters, bowling alleys, and everything else. So how are we supposed to get it together?
You're not. It's called population control.
And that's another thing I was thinking about. Exactly.
Population control and money. That's what it is.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing too. But population control for who? Because the
the
African
one
American black
the
people
one
are
that
the
have
only
our
ones that are
beautiful
dying.
melanated color.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I
And it's gonna get worse.
yeah.
Because some people are just
That's why I wish that we as a community, our melanated community, would stand together as far as wear your mask, people, sanitize, wash your hands, social distancing, but all you see is everyone going to the club. Like I saw something in Florida, spring break, and it was so many of us there that it was just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, Corona and her cousins was there too. You seen them? They was, honey. They was twerking. They were drinking that Henny and Ciroc. Yes, they was. You seen them?
I just think that they need to, United States needs to get some type of control, because they're actually closing Italy. They're closing again.
Yeah, and Germany.
Yeah, they're closing again. And I know they sit over there and look at the United States like, what is going on over there?
They shaking their heads.
And I
Heck,
think
we are
China
too.
China has theirs under control now. Don't they have theirs under
I
control?
know Australia definitely.
Yeah, yeah. I want to say China too. I saw something about
But you have to think about, I have to give the Asian community, like, they've been the ones who wearing masks and stuff, because when they out in the public, they wear their masks.
Mm-hmm. And they don't play either, because
They
where I
really
go
don't.
get my feet done at, as soon as you walk in, they're flying to the door and heading you over to. They have a nice little sink area, um, have the little roll paper towels, and can you please wash your hands? You wash your hands, dry your hands, um, and I love the way, like where I go, they actually space each chair is spaced out like 6 feet apart, so someone's not exactly sitting next to you getting their toes done or nails done or whatever. So most of the places that I've been to with the Asian community, they've been pretty, like you said, on top of it with the mask and making sure they have the sanitized stations when you walk in and things of such. So I just think United States have to do better as a whole. If you're in the middle of a pandemic.
That's the thing is, and I thought that since Biden is in office, I thought, well, maybe he'll do a shutdown, because I really think that a shutdown is needed.
Yeah.
A 3-month shutdown is needed. Stay your butts home. Only thing that need to be open is maybe a bank, your grocery stores, your pharmacies, exactly, your doctor's offices, your Home Depot, Lowe's, like places like that. The only thing they need, all these restaurants don't need to be open. Cook. We all need to be cooking.
Now I want to cook all the time. All the time. Go back to just the drive up or curbside, like they were doing without anything open.
Something need to be done.
Yeah.
Something need to be done. And I told you before, I just feel like if they continue to open up all these places and stuff like that, you want to have a shutdown sooner or later, because the number's going to go up.
Right. To see when that a lot of the stores are more stocked.
Oh yes.
Yeah. I mean, you can go and find. Only thing you can't find yet is the Lysol.
Well, no, because mine's been pretty stocked. As a matter of fact, when I went to Walmart yesterday, they had a bunch. And the wipes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I see plenty of wipes, but what about the Lysol?
Yeah, Lysol, yeah. Because when I went to Walmart, they had them on the shelves.
Well, maybe I'm not here. Atlanta's in its own little thing we have going on here. So I don't know what's going on here. Well, we can't seem to find it here. But so hopefully that something will come down. I know the CDC, Dr. Fauci is saying that there's going to be another wave coming. And a lot of people are thinking that with the summer coming, it's just like going to be just all go out and just do this and do that. But he's really concerned. The CDC is saying they're concerned about the upcoming numbers.
Yeah. Because everybody gonna go out. It's warm weather. And I already planned on, I said I'm gonna get my little one a pool, get some yard furniture and a new grill. And we're gonna deal like we did last year. Chill in the yard.
So I say to all of our listeners out there, still wear your mask, social distance. If you do go places, try to do the outdoor event or something. Like if you go somewhere, maybe someone had a little barbecue or something, and you go, still wear your mask. And I would sit separate, like maybe you or whoever you came with when it's time, maybe to eat or whatever you're doing, and then put your mask back on. So you just have to use common sense.
Yeah, you
To me
do.
is what I'm saying.
If you
So
go to grocery stores, go early in the
right,
morning, late at night, or just do curbside or delivery.
right. So continue to be safe out there, everyone, and we keep an eye on this later. Maybe another show we'll talk about the vaccinations. That's really big. But we'll talk about that on another upcoming show. Go ahead so we can keep things moving. We're going to move into our next topic. Going to rate Coming to America. The sequel actually came out. What was it? This
Yes.
week or last week? No,
Last
this
week.
past Friday. Last week,
Yeah.
right. And so we're just gonna talk about it. Just rate it. Put your comments in the comments, guys. If you like the movie, how did you rate it? What you didn't like about it? What you think, Lady T?
What's my grade? Guess to see. It had some funny parts too. It was I think the main thing, it was good to see everybody. 30 years. 30 years. Wow. And everybody looked great.
Me personally, at first when I first saw it the first time. Now I do have to say I love the costumes.
Oh
I
yeah, that was
love,
beautiful.
yeah, I love the how they, they used Rick Ross's house for his
Yeah.
castle. And I love how they redid the house, and I mean everything was beautiful, but it just wasn't it was kind of corny to me when I watched it the first time. So I would say when I watched it the first time, honestly I gave it an F.
Mm-hmm.
It just wasn't funny to me. They had Michael Blackson in there and he's pretty funny,
Mm-hmm.
and I really didn't see any. I don't know who did the writing on that, who did the scripting on it, but it just didn't have a lot of funny moments for me.
Yeah, and I told you, who missing? Charlie Murphy. God bless
Oh
the
yeah,
dead.
yeah, yeah. Because that matter of fact, he did a lot of his brother's writing,
That's
like you said
right.
before. Yeah, yeah. And
That's who
so I
was
don't know who
missing.
did this script, but just now, like you said, it was nice to see everyone, to see where
Mm-hmm.
they are. Now I ain't gonna lie, I did get a little sad when Mufasa died again.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what the father name in Coming to America, but that's still Mufasa. That's Mufasa. He everybody father in those
Mm-hmm.
movies.
But
I thought that part was cute when he wanted to see what his funeral was going to be like, and I knew what was going to happen. I mean, I just kind of guessed like, oh, he gonna die at the funeral. He gonna die while he looking at it or whatever, and that's what happened. And I was sad to see him go. Just as much as I was to see him go in Lion King, but I thought everyone looked good in the
mm-hmm.
movie. It was good to see the Lisa McDowell
Yes, she looks good. Now
and the
that
other
shows you black don't crack. Great.
yes, Vanessa Bell Calloway. She looks good.
Oh yes.
Yes, like 60 something years old. That woman looks good, beautiful. Like everyone looked good to me.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, they did an awesome job on the costuming. I just thought that the writing, the comedy could have been a little bit more. Now, I did watch it over last night. And I would say after watching it a second time, I gave it a C. I think it's something that they did for the fans. The fans kept
Yeah.
wanting and asking for it. But that, to me, that's a lesson learned. Sometimes when you have classics, just
Leave it
let them be
alone.
classics.
Just leave it alone.
Let them be classics. My mother was telling me that prior to her watching the second one, they had the new one on. And she said she was watching it and she laughed the whole
Oh
entire time at the old one.
my.
And I just think sometimes with classes, yes, we want to see like they're begging Martin for a reboot with him and Gina. Sometimes I just think, just leave them where they are and let those classes be just that. And if you want to watch something funny, just go back and watch that old. But just I think that movies like that are dear to your heart, just leave them alone because they never come out right. Look how they did Sparkle, and I love the original Sparkle. Lynette McGee played the heck out of Sister. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Jordan Sparks and everyone else who was in it. Of course, I love Whitney, but I think they just dropped the ball with it. Put your comments, down below. Why don't y'all chime in? Let us know how you like the movie, what your feelings are about it. Give us your grade it from A to F, if you enjoyed the movie or not. And just let us know your thoughts. Next on our last
story.
I'm going to give you a quick update on the T.I. and Tiny. Lord have mercy, it just seems like every time if I check anything dealing with that situation, it just seems like it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. I saw something recently where the attorney for the victim is saying that he's going to take the story to the National Enquirer. What do you think about that, Lady T?
Why would you go to that type of publication?
I mean,
you're losing your credibility.
Exactly. But what's the purpose of putting it out in the National Enquirer?
That's why you have a court. Tell the judge and the jury.
Unless he already know that maybe, now this doesn't say that maybe that what the women are saying didn't happen, but maybe there's not enough evidence there. So he plans on trying to play it in the public eye to maybe like force their hand as far as a settlement, to try to settle. Because, there was word before that they had talked to the victim's attorney about a possible settlement. I know sometimes I heard Whoopi Goldberg say once that just because you settle, she said she had to settle a case one time that she had. And sometimes settling doesn't mean that you're guilty. But I just feel like with allegations like this, me personally, I just feel like if you settle, there's some recognition of guilt there. And I just wouldn't settle. I wouldn't settle, especially with these type of allegations. I would want to clear my name if it's not true.
It's true.
You know what? You're gonna have to come off the TI now. Now, how you know it's true?
It's true.
You there?
I ain't had to be there, but I heard the rumors though. That tells me right there. No.
But see, that's just that. That's just rumors. That is just rumors.
I heard they freaky deaky.
But just because they're freaky deaky don't mean that, like he did all of those things or Tiny did all of those things. Yeah. I just feel like, if there is any type of evidence, then charges will be brought forward. And if there's not, then oh well. But I am hoping that if these allegations are false, that T.I. and Tiny be cleared from their names be cleared. And yes, everyone, I am I guess you can say I am, rooting for them right now. Because it really does just sound like there's a lot that's just not right with this whole situation. Like the young lady, Miss Sabrina Peterson, she knows everything going on with the case with the lawyer for the victims and has a relationship with that attorney, and she shouldn't know anything going on with their case at all with those victims, especially if they don't know each other.
Yeah, because it should be like, what is it called, a lawyer client
confidential. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's a lot going on, but you can best believe it's gonna come out. So
yeah, because everybody looking for a handout. So T.I. better go ahead and cut.
They're gonna get off tip.
You better get that accountant in that checkbook and go ahead and write these checks, honey. You get $1 million. You get $1 million. You get $1 million.
No. I think I think everything's gonna come to the light, and they're gonna be okay. But even if it does come to the light, one thing about how the society is now, if you were tainted, especially on social media or all the news sources, even if you were found innocent, they're not going to come back really with those stories. Like, people still going to just believe and hear what they heard, that he put a foot in somebody's vajayjay. Ew. That's what
somebody's stuff.
Hey, that's what one of the young ladies was saying. And me, I'm just like, it's no way in the world somebody put a whole foot in your vajayjay.
He do got a size. He look like he wear about size 6 though. It might could fit up in
there. Now you wrong for that. That man is about 5'8" at least.
He weigh probably a size 6 or 7 shoe.
He don't weigh no 6. He look like he about an 8 or
no, don't think
really try to say that man is that small.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna keep y'all updated on what's going on with the Tiny and T.I. case. There's so much going on with that. So as the news unfold, we'll keep you all.
Yeah, we're gonna keep you posted.
Yes, and we got a lot of good things coming for you next week. We got a lot of good stories. We also gonna be dropping some midweek topics sometime, just depending on what's going on in the news, things that need to be covered. We will be discussing things and dropping submit shows for you. Anything else, Lady T?
That's it. That is it. You ready to close it out? All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us this week for Sisters Speak On It. Join us again next week. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. While you're at it, if you find value in the show, we appreciate that you rate and thumbs up the podcast, or simply tell a friend about the show. That will help us out too. Before we let you go, Ms. V is going to hit you with her weekly inspirational moment. Thanks for listening, and see you next week.
All right. So my weekly inspiration, just a little something to help you get along, this taking to the week with you, something that I actually pulled up from Proctor Gallagher, Bob Proctor. And it says, lack of time is really a lack of priorities. Once again, lack of time is really a lack of priorities. What are you spending your time on? What do you say is a top priority to you? Are you investing the time and money in your growth and expansion, or does it go towards your entertainment? Become personally involved with your dream and make it a priority, or it will never become a reality. Really sit down and think about this, write it out, and make the most of your time. Take that into the week with you. Prioritize your time. Go after your dreams the most of your time, people. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Have a good week. Until next time on Sister Speak. Speak on it. Bye.
Bye.